First, the introduction. The transposable elements are repetitive genomic sequences that are able to move or transpose from one chromosomal location to another. These elements move from one position to another in the genome and are responsible for an assortment of genetic instabilities, including mutation and chromosome breakage. The transposable elements have been variously called jumping genes, mobile elements, insertion sequences, and transposons. The formal name for this family of mobile genes is transposable element, and their movement is called transposition. The term transposon was coined by Hedges and Jacob in 1974 for a DNA segment which could move from one DNA molecule to other and usually disrupts genetic function, resulting in the phenotypic variation. The transposable elements often replicate themselves. The replicative capacity of transposable elements is essence of their evolutionary success and has important implications for the dynamics between elements and their hosts. The transposable elements are present in both prokaryotic and eukaryotic chromosomes. The simplest transposons are the insertion sequences in E. coli, of which there may be several copies in the genome. The transposable elements are even more prevalent in eukaryotic chromosomes than in bacterial chromosomes. For example, 25 to 40% of mammalian chromosomes consist of transposable elements that have accumulated in the course of evolution. In addition, half of the spontaneous mutations seen in Drosophila are attributed to the movement and insertion of transposable elements. The eukaryotic transposons exhibit considerable diversity in structure and behavior. They are not just junk DNA, but rather are important players in evolution and speciation through mechanisms such as exonization and intronization. Now, the historical background of transposable elements. The transposable elements were discovered by Barbara McClintock through an analysis of genetic instability in maize. She was studying maize genetics and, in particular, was interested in understanding a phenomenon of genetic instability which was recognizable by the appearance of a spotted phenotype in a somatic cell tissue by using the breakage fusion bridge strands to map genes. She identified two interesting loci, that is, dissociator DS and activator AC, which could transpose or change positions in the chromosome. In one case, she observed frequent chromosome break occurring at the DS locus on chromosome 9 in AC-dependent manner. This DS element could move in the genome even to different chromosomes. In the second case, the DS locus seemed to regulate the expression of neighboring genes. The change in position of the DS element correlated with the expression of the C gene and resulted in variegation of the kernel color. Based on her observations, McClintock proposed that the AC and DS were controlling elements that regulated the expression of other genes. Now, the classification of transposable elements in eukaryotes. Eukaryotic transposable elements are ubiquitous and widespread mobile genetic entities. These elements often make up a substantial fraction of the host genome in which they reside. Based upon the mechanism of transposition as well as by the comparison of their genomic structures and sequences, Eukaryotic transposable elements are classified into two classes, class first and class second. In class first transposons, the transposon, that is DNA, is transcribed into RNA, which is reverse transcribed by the transposable element by reverse transcriptase. The cDNA is inserted at different loci by the transposase. The class first elements are also called retrotransposons and include both autonomous and non-autonomous elements. Retrotransposons are further classified as LTR elements and non-LTR elements based on their transposition mechanism and structure. The LTRs bear structural similarity to retroviruses. The autonomous elements encode at least two genes, that is, GAG gene and POL gene. The GAG gene encodes a capsid-like protein and the POL gene encodes a polyprotein with various activities including protease, reverse transcriptase, RNase H, and integrase. The non-LTR retrotransposons lack the long terminal repeats. Instead, they terminate by simple sequence repeats. They are divided into two, that is, long interspersed nuclear elements, that is, lines, and short interspersed nuclear elements, that is, sines. Their coding regions include a GAG-like protein, an endonuclease, and reverse transcriptase. Now the class second. The class second transposons transpose by direct cut and paste mechanism without any RNA intermediate. The transposase recognizes the terminal inverted repeat sequences, that is TIRS, on either ends of the transposable element and cuts it out and inserts at a new site. The transposase makes a staggered cut at the target site, producing sticky ends, cuts out the transposon and ligates it into the target site. A DNA polymerase fills in the resulting gaps from the sticky ends and DNA ligase closes the sugar phosphate backbone. This results in target site duplication, and the insertion sites of DNA transposons may be identified by short direct repeats followed by inverted repeats. The duplications at the target site can result in gene duplication, which plays an important role in evolution. The transposable elements in eukaryotes can be classified into four types on the basis of their structure, including the size and nature of the terminal repeats or inverted repeats. The four types of transposons are: number first, with long terminal direct repeats, for example, Copia in Drosophila, TY in yeast, and IAP in mice. Second, with long terminal inverted repeats, for example, FB in Drosophila. Number 3, with short terminal inverted repeats, for example, P and I in Drosophila, and ACDS in maize. And number 4th, without terminal repeats, for example, LU sequences in mammals. Now, some of the examples of transposable elements in eukaryotes. First, the transposable elements in Drosophila melanogaster. The presence of transposable elements in Drosophila melanogaster was first inferred from observations analogous to those that identified the first insertion sequence in E. coli. These sequences include the Copia retroposon and the P elements. Now, the Copia-like elements. The name Copia-like elements reflects the presence of a large number of closely related sequences that code for abundant mRNAs, as the name derives from the Latin copia, means abundance. The copia-like elements of Drosophila constitute at least 7 families ranging in size from 5 to 8.5 kilobase. Members of each family appear at 100 to 1000 positions in the Drosophila genome. Each member carries a long direct terminal repeat and a short imperfect inverted repeat. The number of copies of the copia-like element depends on the strain of fly. The members of the family are widely dispersed. The locations of the copia elements show a different spectrum in each strain of Drosophila melanogaster. These differences have developed over evolutionary periods. The copia element is about 5,000 base pairs long with identical direct terminal repeats of 276 base pairs. Each of the direct repeats itself ends in related inverted repeats. A direct repeat of 5 base pair of target DNA is generated at the site of insertion. The copia-like elements cause a duplication of a characteristic number of base pairs of Drosophila DNA on insertion. Certain classic Drosophila mutations result from the insertion of copia-like and other elements. For example, the white apricot mutation for eye color is caused by the insertion of an element from the copia family into the white locus. Now, the P elements. The P element in Drosophila is one of the best examples of exploiting the properties of transposable elements in eukaryotes. This element is 2907 base pairs long and features a 31 base pair inverted repeat at each end. The element encodes a transposase. Although the transposase is required for transposition, it can be supplied by a second element. Therefore, P element with internal deletions can be mobilized and then remain fixed in the new position in the absence of the second element. Thus, the P element can serve as a convenient marker. P elements do not utilize an RNA intermediate during transposition and can insert at many different positions in the Drosophila chromosomes. The transposition of a P element is controlled by repressors encoded by the element. When P elements are mobilized, they produce a syndrome of traits known collectively as hybrid dysgenesis. These traits include temperature-dependent sterility, elevated rates of mutation, chromosome rearrangement, and recombination. The syndrome is usually seen only in the progeny of males with autonomous P elements and females that lack P elements. These two kinds of strains are called P and M because they contribute paternally and maternally respectively to hybrid dysgenesis. The dysgenic traits can be explained largely by genomic changes due to P element transposition and excision in developing germ cells. The sterility is due to loss of germ cells early in development. It is more pronounced in females where there are fewer germ cells to separate than in males and at temperature above 25 degrees centigrade. Now the transposable elements in maize. The transposable elements in maize were discovered by Marcus Rhodes and Barbara McClintock. These genetic elements in maize were found to be responsible for turning the expression of genes on or off hence the name controlling elements. Some of the most popular controlling elements found in maize are activator dissociation, that is ACDS system, and suppressor mutator, that is SPMDM system. The number, type and location of these elements are characteristic of each maize strain. These elements can be classified into two classes, that is autonomous and non-autonomous element. An autonomous element have the ability to excise and transpose, rendering sites of their insertion mutable, and non-autonomous elements do not transpose and are unstable and can be derived from autonomous elements of the same family. Dear students, now we will discuss the activator dissociation system. Activator dissociation ACDS system is the most popular system and was discovered in 1950 by Barbara McClintock when she found the presence of a genetic factor, DS dissociation, which caused high tendency towards chromosome breakage at the location where it appears. These breaks could be located either cytologically at pachytene or genetically by uncovering of recessive alleles in a heterozygote. This property of DS was dependent on another unlinked genetic factor AC, that is activator. Thus, in presence of AC, DS may undergo transposition or may cause chromosome breaks, and an increase in the number of AC element in the genome decreases the frequency of transposition or chromosome breaks by DS. The functionally autonomous element AC consists of 4,563 nucleotide pairs bounded by an 8 nucleotide pair direct repeat. This direct repeat is created at the time when the element inserts into a site on a chromosome. Other repeat sequences are found within the element itself. The most conspicuous of these are at the ends, where an 11 nucleotide pair sequence at one end is repeated in the opposite orientation at the other end. These inverted terminal repeats are thought to play an important role in transposition. The activating function of AC element is associated with a protein that they synthesize. Since this protein is involved in transposition, it is sometimes called the transposase of DS family. Deletion or mutation in the gene that encodes this protein abolish the activating signal and explain why DS elements which have such lesions cannot activate themselves. However, since this transposase is diffusible, a single AC element can provide it to all the AC and DS elements in the genome. Therefore, we can say that AC-DS transposase is transacting. Now the transposable elements in yeast. The yeast Saccharomyces cerevisiae carries transposable elements called TY elements, which comprise a family of dispersed repetitive DNA sequences that are found at different sites in different strains of yeast. TY is an abbreviation for transposon yeast. TY elements are retroposons with a reverse transcriptase activity that transpose via an RNA intermediate. The frequency of TY transposition is lower than that of most bacterial transposons, about 10 raised to power minus 7 to 10 raised to power minus 8. There is considerable divergence between individual TY elements. Most elements fall into one of two major classes called TY first and TY 917. They have the same general organization, Each element is 6.3 kilobase long. The last 330 base pairs at each end constitute direct repeats called delta. Individual Ti elements of each type have many changes from the prototype of their class, including base pair substitutions, insertions, and deletions. There are about 30 copies of Ty first and about 6 copies of Ty 917 type in a typical yeast genome. In addition, there are about 100 independent delta elements called solo deltas. Not all the Ty elements in any yeast genome are active. A Ty element is altered by adding a promoter that can be activated by the addition of galactose. Activation of the promoter will increase transcription through the Ty element. Then an intron from another gene is inserted into the Ty element. Because the final product of transposition contains no intron, the intron must have been spliced out of an RNA transcript. This splicing must have taken place where the primary transcript contains the intron but the final processed mRNA does not. This RNA is then copied by reverse transcriptase and integrated into the chromosomal DNA. The addition of galactose greatly increases the frequency of transposition of the altered Ty element. This increased frequency suggests the involvement of RNA because galactose-stimulated transcription begins at the galactose-sensitive promoter. Now, the significance of transposable elements. Transposons seem to play a role in evolution and biology by promoting rearrangement and restructuring of genes. Transposons may directly cause both deletion and inversion mutagenesis. They cause mutations by insertion into genes and affect the regulation of genes by inserting near promoters. They also provide substrates for genetic rearrangements and thus act as agents of genome evolution. Furthermore, transposable elements mediate the movement of host DNA sequences to new locations, enrich the genome with identical sequences positioned at different locations, and promote homologous recombination. Transposons usually influence the expression of the proximity of their insertion sites. They are, therefore, extensively used as tools to create random insertion in bacteria, yeast, and higher eukaryotes. They are also used in large-scale genomic studies. Transposable elements may play a crucial and essential role in evolution and could be the missing link in our understanding of how multicellular organisms arose. The whole idea of transposons as purely selfish DNA is beginning to crumble. It now appears that at least some transposable elements may be essential to the organisms in which they reside. Transposable elements have also been used as vectors to transform the organisms genetically. In prokaryotes, the antibiotic resistance marker carried by different transposons serve as a convenient marker. Transposable elements have many potential applications in genetic research, including insertional mutagenesis, gene mapping, gene cloning, gene transfer within and between species, and identification of genes expressed in specific tissues at a particular time. All these genetic approaches are important in the study of molecular biology and evolution. As the number of known transposable elements increases and their properties are further documented, their utility as genetic research tools will become greater. Dear students, This is all about transposable elements in eukaryotes. Dear students, we have discussed transposable elements, their discovery, classification and their various types. Dear students, we have also discussed over here significance of transposable elements. Thank you very much. God bless you.